Right, here we go. So this technique here, this is one we just worked in class today. And now I can go over it a little bit slower with you guys too. Okay, so again, we always attack the arm that's on top. If the arms are crossed, I'm gonna go for the arm that's on top. If I start attacking this way and he switches, then I'll switch too, okay? And that actually can make it a little bit easier for me catching him in that transition of defense. Now, you're learning to become jiu-jitsu people. I will say that for people who don't do jiu-jitsu, when someone gets on top of you in this position, you don't think that what you're gonna do is put your arms like this, right? You think maybe you're gonna punch or maybe you're gonna push or something like that. But when you push, you give armbar opportunities. So jiu-jitsu people learn really quick not to push, right? And when you punch, your punches aren't as powerful because the ground's behind you, so you can't wind up for your punch. The person on top has gravity, so all the weight can come down with their punches, and they can be really strong and heavy and hard. But the person who's on the bottom is kind of like, it's not strong punches, you know? So that's why jiu-jitsu people learn to kind of like defend. They defend their neck. When they're in this position, they go to a defensive position. They're defending their neck, they're defending their arms, trying to maybe, if they have to, defend their face, you know? So in most cases, you're gonna find that they're either crossing their arms or they're in like this. I'm gonna come to the top arm. I can use elbows like this, or I can use my hands. Either way, I'm gonna try to incorporate my body weight. Okay, so I'm gonna put my body weight in here and I'm gonna try to wrestle this arm down to the mat. Once we get it down to the mat, there's some important things here. My arm has to keep his wrist on the ground. Okay, I've got to keep his wrist here on the ground. I've got to put my elbow on the ground next to his ear. And all of this has to stay on the ground. I can't allow the wrist to lift up, and I can't allow the elbow to lift up. If I do, I take away pressure from my technique, okay? So all this stays on the ground, strong. This arm's gonna come inside. I'm gonna come underneath and grab here. Notice I keep my thumbs with my fingers. So we call that monkey gripping. So I'm gonna keep my thumbs with my fingers. Now from here, I'm gonna raise the back arm, and I'm gonna drag the wrist towards the legs till we get our tap right there. Thank you. Okay, so we go one more time, okay? So we got arms crossed. I'll go here. If he switches his arms, then I'll switch too. Wrestle it down to the ground with the body weight, come underneath, okay, right here, and then just raise and drag. Perfect. Thank you. Okay.